I'm Marlene Norcross. I've been a real estate agent now for 3 years, but I've been in real estate for over 30 years with my husband, Wayne Norcross. We own City Real Estate, and we believe that our community involvement is what makes our brokerage strong. Our agents are localized specialists in all 5 of our offices. I personally participate in the Ellis County Museum, and I'm on their board. We participate with SPCA, the Downtown Merchants Associations, and many of the school programs locally. We believe community involvement is the backbone of City Real Estate. Last year I did $20 million in sales with over 79 transactions. That was a lot of happy clients, but what I'm most excited about is seeing that client get a new home or my sellers start their next journey. I love the thrill of the sale. So today, I thought it would be fun to bring Vanessa Zamolik in and let's talk about the market. So this is Vanessa Zamolik with Guild Mortgage. Vanessa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been in the mortgage industry for 30 years, starting in processing and then in sales, and have done all aspects of mortgage, so I have a pretty good background in it. I'm with Guild Mortgage, and I've been working with them 11 years, and we just enjoy doing mortgages, and we do all kinds for our customers and work really close with our real estate agents.
So if you're ready to buy or sell, I'm Marlene Norcross with City Real Estate. The best way to get a hold of me is to call me or text me at 512-431-4413. And I also want to make sure you know how to get a hold of Vanessa so you can start the loan process.
You can get a hold of me, Vanessa Zamolik, at Guild Mortgage, 469-337-4578. And you can apply at my website, www.vanessazamolik.com.
So let's go house hunting.
I'm Amy Troll, and I'm here in the backyard of Jim Ensinia and Jim's BBQ Shack.
That's right.
Thank you for having us.
Sure.
We are doing a special edition of Becky's Kitchen, so thank you for being with us, Becky. We are going to cook up some barbecue today, and Jim, tell us a little bit about the process. Just so, I know we'll talk more, but
yeah, what's on the menu today is pulled pork.
Okay.
So basically, I use pork butt. I like to do bone-in pork butt because it gives it more flavor. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to do. It's pretty simple to prepare, and it's just a real crowd pleaser.
Okay.
In the summertime or anytime, really.
Awesome.
And it's real simple to prepare. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to get out of the way here in a minute and let these two do their thing. Becky has a side for us today that's going to go great with Jim's barbecue. So we're going to let her fix that in a little bit. First, we're going to actually get this thing out of the smoker and pull it apart. And so we're going to get started.
Yeah, hopefully it turned out just like I want it to. So we'll be able to tell if the bone pulls out clean, we know it's right. So.
Okay, awesome.
All
okay.
Right. All right, so here we go. We've got the pork butt.
Yes.
That I smoked overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, I put this on last night about 7:30. And I cook at 250, okay? And I use pecan wood. And it was there until about 2, 3 o'clock this morning. I wrapped it because the internal temperature had gotten to about 165. That's where I like it. And then I wrapped it in brown butcher paper, put it back on the smoker, and I pulled it out this morning when it reached like 197. And then I put it in my cooler and let it rest until just now. And we're right at 10 o'clock. So it's been resting for 3 hours and it's still pretty hot. But this is the way you tell if it's done. When that bone comes out like that and it's clean, you know that's the right way. Okay.
The first pulling of the pork.
The first pulling of the pork.
So what did you put on it when you put it in there?
So I put a mustard binder on the outside of it to help hold on the rub. And then I put on my Hog Wild honey and just left it alone. And it's really that simple. My smoker allows me to walk away from it and just leave it, and it maintains the temperature all night. So I don't have to sit up all night.
But you got up at 2:30.
I got up at 2:30 to do that one thing, but that was it. Other than that, if I had a regular smoker, I'd be every 2 hours putting wood on the fire.
So did you set the alarm for 2:30 so you could check it?
I did, and also my smoker texts me every 30 minutes.
Oh!
It lets me know. It lets me know, but you can see I'm pulling this pork, and it's so tender. I'm not even having to cut it or anything. It's just real tender. So that's what you want with your pulled pork, just to be able to pull it apart with your fingers. And it's still pretty warm to the touch, but it's not burning. So I do this. I like the dark meat, and a lot of people don't realize that with a pork butt there is a dark and a white meat. But I like that, so that's all white meat, but you can see it just pulls apart real easy.
It does.
Okay.
You know what I noticed? Because I've done pulled pork in the crock pot like most people do.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of fat.
There
But
is.
this, does it just drip down?
It pretty much melts away, breaks down. Now,
That's a way to get away from.
there is, and I have a pan underneath
Okay.
of the rack that catches all the drippings.
Yeah.
So it helps keep my smoker clean. But
Yeah.
on the bottom, there is some
see.
fat on the bottom. So,
Well, a little bit of fat.
but it allows me to pull it away
Yeah.
and discard of it, whatever I don't want to
Right.
have. But doing it this way, I think, keeps it really moist. You can
does.
see it's not dry at all, right?
No, it's not.
And we're kind of battling some flies out here because we are outdoors, and
And it's a
barbecue is
beautiful
outdoors.
day.
So we got to deal with what we do, and get it taken care of. And these flies, they know a good thing when they see it. So, but yeah, this is all there is to it. So once I get this all processed like this, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and then we'll cut back to see the finished product. But what I like to do is add some more of the hog wild honey in it, just to finish off the flavoring right before serving, and mix it in really good. But you can see how that's just real tender. I mean, you can smell it, and you can see the bark that it put on it with that hog wild honey.
I don't think you need a sauce.
You probably don't. Most of the time you don't need sauce with this, but a lot of people still like a little bit just to accent the flavor.
Right.
But if you really have to drown it in barbecue sauce, then it's really not cooked the right way, in my opinion. And I've been cooking barbecue for 32 years.
Wow.
So,
Must have started when you were 2.
no, I started when I was about 18, 19 years old, about 20 probably. But I watched my dad and my uncle cook growing up and learned a lot from them. But, trial and error, making mistakes. I burned a lot of meat when I was learning, and messed up a lot of meat, So I'm going to pull this bone over here. The dogs
But
really
now
like that
burnt
bone.
meat is in. Burnt ends.
Burnt ends, yeah.
We
Burnt ends and-
paid like $10 for a little thing of
Yeah.
it from Costco.
Right, and they're really expensive, and they're taking advantage of all that popularity that's going on right now. But I will tell you, this is a good treat for your dog. They will be quiet for a long time,
That's what I take when I go home.
for sure. So you get to take that one home with you for your
Yeah.
dog. And there you go. So that's the finished product.
Okay, now let me ask you. So let's say you're not having 50 people for dinner. So how do you store it, after you've pulled it so it stays?
I will tell you that pulled pork and brisket, they freeze very well.
Oh, do they?
So seal them up tight. If you have a vacuum sealer, that's ideal. If you don't, I double freezer bag it. That way, it doesn't get freezer burnt. But they freeze very, very well. And then put them in the crock pot and warm them up. So we're going to top this off with a little more hog wild honey. And then we're going to get to your part of the dish.
Well, tell me again what's in that hog wild honey, because I've never seen a rub with honey.
It's my own special blend that I've been working on for about 15 years, and the two main ingredients that I'll tell you that are in it are granulated honey and cayenne. So there's a cayenne kick at the
It's
end.
got a little kick.
Okay, so it's not too overbearing, and once you cook with it, it kind of dissipates a little bit, but you can really taste it when you taste it.
So where do you
raw.
get granulated honey? I've never heard of that.
Mine comes in from Indiana.
Oh, you order it?
My manufacturer that makes my rubs orders it from Indiana in big bulk sizes. So, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So there we go. Now I'm excited to see your part of the dish and how we put these two together.
Yeah, let's try
right.
it. I mean, most people do sliders, and they're great. But I'm going to do something
a little different. All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to make some pulled pork shooters. Not sliders, shooters. And it's just, it would be perfect if you had a lot of people because you can just get them all made up and then you can walk and talk and eat all at the same time. And the part of the recipe includes grits. And these are quick grits. They cook in 5 minutes. And so that's what we're using for this recipe because you don't need fancy grits when it's going on the bottom of pulled pork. This grits is made out of hominy, this is. And honestly, grits by themselves don't really have a lot of flavor, but when you can put anything in them you want. Now this water is about to boil. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here because they're quick. I'll stir it a little bit, and when they start to get thicken up, then you take them off the heat and doctor them up any way you want. It's hard to believe it takes 4 cups of water for 1 cup of grits, and right now it looks like it's all water, but I guarantee you they get big fast, and I can already feel that they are exploding in there. I'm going to put cheese in them. I'm going to put some frozen corn, some butter, you got to have butter, and some spices. All right, the grits are thickening up nicely, and so I'm going to add some corn just to give it more texture and a little bit of crunch. And really, if you had fresh corn and you took it off the cobs, that would be really good. Or if you roasted some corn, that would be good. This is frozen corn, and it's good too. So for this, it's perfect. And then I'm going to add about a cup of grated cheese, and I'm using sharp cheddar because I want to give it as much flavor as possible. You could also put jalapenos in here. You know, a lot of people like garlic cheese grits. I'm not putting jalapenos in it today, but it could be. I'm going to add garlic powder. I don't measure, but... And onion powder. And I don't think you never have too much onion powder. And I learned that from my granny. You could put black pepper in there. It's just going to be the base of our shooters. All right, the cheese is melted, and then so has the butter. The grits are ready. The pulled pork's ready. I made some slaw. You can make it from scratch, but frankly, I think the slaw kits in the stores are just so good. And for this, I just bought a kit and put it all together.
When you're having a bunch of people over, time is of the essence, right?
Exactly.
You don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen. So let's put these things together and see what they taste like.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
All right, so the grits now, they have cheese in them, corn, garlic, and onion, and butter. And so I'm going to put those in first. The grits go about in the first third, the bottom third.
All right.
Turn it
now
over to Jimmy.
on top of that, we're going to put some of this great pulled pork. All right. So I'm also going to throw a little bit of my homemade barbecue sauce on top of there.
Absolutely.
Just a little.
Yes.
And then we're going to go on top of it with the coleslaw, right?
Instead of whipped cream, we're using slaw.
There you go.
You know, some people don't like slaw, leave it off.
That looks really good, though.
It does. And then pepperoncini on the top. You can put jalapenos, you can put green onions, chopped up dill pickle, whatever you like on your slider. This is basically a slider without the bread. And
it's a slider in a cup. For all those people that are avoiding bread, right?
Is it keto? I don't think so, because I don't know about grits.
No, I don't know, but they're avoiding bread. You can have slider in a cup.
You
so
could.
I'm ready to dig into this, but I'm going to wait on you. We're going to get this one going for you.
We've got an assembly line going here.
All right.
I've been trying to figure out if you could make them in advance. I don't know how you would heat them up.
I don't know.
Because you'd have to have a different kind of container. Because I don't think these would go in the microwave.
No, they probably wouldn't. But these sure are looking good. What a great idea for a party, right?
It is.
All All right, we got one more to make. We'll have enough for everybody
One
here to
more.
try. How about that?
And then somebody's going to have a lot of leftover grits. Didn't do a very pretty job with that. You know, it's the trend now. I would call this deconstructed.
Right.
And that everything is.
There you go. Top that
And
one
maybe
off
that
and we'll
is
be done.
for the keto trend, you know. You just take it all apart and get the parts you like best. Okay. Is this barbecue sauce one you made?
That's my homemade barbecue sauce, yeah. Hopefully in the future I'll be bottling that.
Okay.
But I had to start off slow, so.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
we're going
right.
to try these out, Becky, and see.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
The shooters usually have.
Be sure and get a bit of everything, right?
Yeah, you have to. Oh my goodness, that pulled pork.
That's really good. Yeah, I can see this at a party. That's really, really good. Awesome. What a great collaboration, right?
Very good. That pulled pork is the best I've ever had.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I've practiced for many years.
Well, maybe it's because mostly I've just had what I've made and it's not that good. Crock pot, you know.
I don't know, Becky. You cook pretty well, so.
But let me ask you, because people might want to know, you will cook for people. I mean, you can cater things?
I will, yeah. I've catered parties before, graduation parties, birthday parties, work get-togethers, things like that. Just need a little bit of advance notice, and
Yes.
yeah, well, you'll get to taste my barbecue and all my seasonings. And I do sell my seasonings at the Waxahachie Downtown Farmers Market. We're at the new location at 701 Howard Road. It's the old ag barn, okay, right next to the rodeo grounds. Every Saturday from 8 to 1. A lot of great vendors. The space is almost tripled from where it used to be, so come down there and check out all the great vendors and pick you up some barbecue ribs.
And besides pulled pork, what do you like to do? Chicken? Anything?
Brisket, chicken, ribs, beef ribs, turkey,
I
whole
was gonna ask you
turkeys,
about
turkey
that.
breasts, sausage, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's all anything I can put. I did smoked mac and cheese yesterday with brisket in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
not for that long though.
No, it only took an hour.
Do you cook the macaroni first?
No,
Oh,
you put it in dry with all the ingredients and it cooks in the milk. It's really cool.
amazing. Really good. Thank you for
Thank you.
letting me come to your location and from Jimmy's kitchen today.
Thanks for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm really excited. So good to see everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.